Good morning. Good morning. Hmm, It's been an interesting morning here trying to get ready and get on here in time because I've been taking care of my dog. So it's Jody Fitzgerald here, and I am a family dog mediator. I'm licensed for this awesome using this model and to spreading the word of how to use it with dogs. And I am the CEO and founder of Fits Your Dog Training. And today, I wanted to talk about because Ginger, my dog, I know many people who do follow me know that my dog Ginger had dental surgery yesterday, and it was quite an experience. And I thought I would use it to show how with the legs model of looking at dogs and the welfare of dogs and how to understand and have a great relationship with your dog, the legs model, learning the environment, the genetics, and the self. The self is the such a priority to be considering. All of it's so important, but the self needs to be explored deeply. And Ginger was a great opportunity for me to do that, to talk, to be looking at this. So um, and of course, I had things like my printer. I had stuff all read out because I want to make sure I'm saying and passing on some very important information for people to know and to think about their dogs. So, um, as dog owners, it is our responsibility to understand the dog's behavior and to understand that it reflects how they're feeling emotionally and physically all the time. So, pain, whether it's physical or mental or emotional, can be misinterpreted. It can manifest in different ways, such as aggression, growly, irritability, and sometimes withdrawal. Recognizing these signs early can really make a big difference in helping them and getting them better care and giving them what they need to be much happier. It's not fun. Honestly, the self of the dog can be majorly affected by traumas in the past, as many of us have worked with rescue dogs, and some have very bad trauma. Some have traumatic experiences that are carried on genetically, even from before birth. So there's a lot to be considering in what the dog, who the dog is, where they've come from, what they've been through, and then sometimes, you aren't always, you gotta consider their age, and developmental stage, because sometimes you can have I love talking with clients about when the dog's different developmental ages, and dogs have these genetics and instincts that are really they're baked into them, and sometimes they turn on at different ages. The dog will not notice something, and suddenly they're acting different about it the next day. Very often, very common thing to be happening, being suddenly afraid of something, or it's really a wide variety of things that can happen. um, I've seen dogs not even, being pretty great with being patted or touched in certain ways and suddenly not like it as much. And there can be reasons to do with development and how they're seeing that hand reach out, or who knows. There's just so many things. It's all dependent on the dog. But there's so many things that can be developmental and age wise. And of course, when they're getting old, they get can get cranky. I know a lot of people, even myself included, can get cranky and pretty not happy if I'm sore when I don't talk a lot about it on here, but I have pain issues and I know that it can make me very grumpy, very sore. So many of us have had dental problems, and that can be very painful. And that is the story with Ginger. And actually, this has happened in the past when all of a sudden she got grumbly. Um, Kind of withdrawing a little bit, and I realized it was her teeth, and we got a dental done then, and then so this is, I think, her 3rd time she's had to have some teeth out and stuff. She doesn't have the greatest teeth, not uncommon in little dogs. That's another whole conversation to be discussed with why little dogs get this issue, but either way, it's a very common thing. The first time we took Ginger in when she was in pain and we took her in for her first dental, we found out she had, like, a whole bunch of broken teeth, and I had no idea. And I think it's can happen quite easily in little dogs, and especially when they're around big dogs, if there's a lot of activity, or maybe if they're very active, whatever it is. I didn't know. I was very surprised to hear that she had a couple cracked teeth. So no wonder she had been in so much pain. That was in the past dental. So getting the dental done, I know and why, you know, recognizing it's so important to recognize, like, why is she so grumbly today? What's going on? And because when it's, and some dogs just have off days. Absolutely. Sometimes maybe they're sore from the day before. We can't even know these things, but monitoring them and getting these things taken care of and recognizing when there is something is so important. And I mean, doing this for Ginger, you know, looking at herself, I know that it's going to make her feel better. She's going to enjoy life much more, and it's probably going to elongate her life because we got this taken care of and we got some of this ugly teeth. There was probably there was some infection and stuff beginning and work coming in there, and um, you know, if this stuff isn't taken care of, that's like poison. So I know it can be a difficult thing to do, um, emotionally and from financially, because we know vet care is not, you know, extremely cheap. So, but we, you know, we're quite happy with the care that she's had and that it's done. And now I've got her home and I'm sitting with her. That's why I had to even move into the living room today. Um, and you know, take care of her in here. So that's, you know, it's really, you know, she's 12 years old, right? She's an older dog. It was a really tough thing to do, but I'm glad I did because she's very, very important to me. Um, so understanding that her pain was contributing to her behavior, you know, made it very clear what action was necessary. Really recognizing that. And so I know she's going to improve and it's going to really help her. So yeah, I was just going to go over a little more. You know, there is so much connection between pain and behavior. I said irritability. They can be aggressive. They can't just come to you and say I hurt, right? So there's all different signs, subtle signs that that something is different in their self. They're not feeling good. They withdraw, changes in appetite if they stop eating. That can be definitely a, you know, a little red flag saying that there's something up. There's something going on. It's a energy level. They can sometimes won't, you know, she was this. She hasn't seemed to go outside as much as she was, but it's hard to tell with this weather when because we've been so cold. Um, and all different kinds of body language clues can really make a difference too. Tucked tail, tucked tail, you know, almost a cowering or down appearance. Excessive licking, sometimes they'll be licking somewhere that's sore or licking, you know, I think Herbie he's our next one for a dental and he's starting to do a bit with his teeth. So I think he'll do a lot of licking with that. He'll be licking his leg and I don't know if he's self-soothing or what it is, but I know it's something, I think pretty sure it's something to do with his teeth. And I consider their joints because they're old. So giving them some supplements to support their joints is important too, especially for my Herbie dog, who is a little jump everywhere dog, Jack Russell mix. I think he's Italian Greyhound Jack Russell. So, um, and also changes in posture. They can have changes in posture. You know, they're just not sitting the same. They're not seeming as comfortable. You know, they're really small, subtle signs that when you take the time to look at the self of the dog, um, it's, you know, when your dog is exhibiting some behavior changes, it's very essential to look beyond the surface and to consider, you know, their self, their age, their development, their past experiences, their trauma, their genetics too. Um, Puppies, I've got an example, yeah, of puppies. They may cry out for a nip if they're teething. And uh, you know, sometimes it's just things to keep an eye on, and you can know that there's something going on when there is changes in behaviors, especially if it's something that you need to address. The biting is, you know, shows you that you need to. There's things that you can do to freeze for dogs to chew if they're teething. You know, there's ways to help puppies with teething too. So there's reasons for these things. They're not doing it because they're a bad dog. They want to have a good life too. So learning about the self makes a big difference. Um, so I've got what you can do to support your dog's physical and emotional well-being. We need to be observant, you need to be watching, and you need to be proactive. Monitor their health. Take note of any changes of behavior, appetite, activity, eating, you know, can be the first signs of an issue. Very often are the first signs. Consult on a professional. if you're suspecting something's going on, I mean, don't be afraid to go to the vet. It's very worth it for your dog to get a checkup and get checked out what's going on. Um, they can help address what's going on and take care of the underlying problems. Often help themselves. Um, Educate yourself. You could learn your dog's body language. Read your dog's body language. They're constantly talking to us. Um, and the more you pay attention to their behavior, the more that you will even notice, but they will show you things too. Sometimes I find they will. Um, just appreciating a nice stretch is, can be the beginning. Just looking at them and watching them, and you can learn a lot. Make sure you're patient and empathetic. Take Dogs need time to support and heal from both physical and emotional pain. And, I mean, Ginger is not going to be herself for a bit. They said maybe 48 hours. She's older. It takes a while for the anesthetic to get out. I've got her right beside me here. She's all stretched out in some blankets and she's quite comfy. But, you got to be patient and create a safe and loving environment. Can make a real significant difference. So I thought that Ginger's story would be a great opportunity to remind people that behavior change often has deeper causes. By recognizing that link between pain and behavior, we can help them lead happier, healthier lives. At Fits Your Dog Training, I encourage owners to look beyond the surface and develop a deeper understanding of the dog's needs, because together we can build trust, empathy, stronger connections with our four-legged friends or companions. They're just the best. Please, if your dog is showing any signs of discomfort, don't be afraid to reach out. And, because in my mind, the dogs are waiting. They are trying to tell you, if you're not paying attention, they often will not um, even try and communicate with you about it. It's there's they it's and they don't know. Sometimes they don't know. Like I said, with a teenager, they're doing things that's happening. If all of a sudden they're changing or jumping or scared of something or acting a little more aggressive to something, it's very potentially their genetics jump coming out, and they're learning how to manage those feelings, to manage those triggers, and that's what we get to help them with, to make it a much smoother transition through these changes in their life. Um, what else? Yeah, I've got something else here I was looking at, but it's just, keeping up, if there's any changes, please keep an eye on that, and always think about the self. Always think about what the dog has gone through, how they are feeling. Um, it doesn't just go away. They can be really resilient. They can seem really resilient, but sometimes they hide it and sometimes you don't even see it. You don't even know. So keep an eye on that. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Book a call if you want to get some help with your dog, because I love using the legs model, the learning, the environment, the genetics, and the self. It really lets us focus, and with the dog really needs the welfare of the dog and how we can get the dog happier in harmony with you and have a good life. And that's what with you. So thanks for listening. Please pass this on to anybody. If somebody's not sure what's going on with their dog, please let them know to watch this, maybe get an idea on what's on the behavior change, reach out for help, message me, book a call, or don't be afraid to hesitate to check with your vet, because it's always good. And we love our dogs so much. We need to put that into it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.